Hey, everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here with my co-anchor, sister, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody. It's already Thursday.
I
Dude,
know. And it's already 7 o'clock.
it is. Like,
Yeah.
what? Time is going
Mm.
by quick right now for me.
Time's really weird, and I have an explanation for you because everything
You,
is really weird.
well,
But
by God, share it because I am
yeah.
stunned personally.
Well, we're having this weird day where it's the new moon, and we're also having a solar eclipse. And for about the last 24 hours, time has felt way off. Way off.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
But
to know it's not just me.
no, it's
Also,
not
that
just
it's
you.
not my fault. Like,
Yeah.
it's not anything I'm doing. Well,
No.
good.
Other things are pretty normal. The Schumann resonance is really low today. It's right in alignment. It's not high or crazy. It
Well,
really,
good.
I think it's just the eclipse and the new moon combo here.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, I'm
weird
glad
energy.
other things are normal because I don't think we could take one more thing. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a strange day. Let me just put it that way.
I have too. A very strange day.
Mhm.
Yeah. And at about 6:30, I looked at the clock and went, "Oh my God,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have we have a show in half an hour. What am I doing?"
Mhm.
Yeah. So needless
I
to say,
know.
I haven't cooked dinner yet. How about
I'm
you?
well, Rhonda cooked, so thank heavens.
There
We
you
have
go.
found, okay, they're kind of naughty. They're a little too many carbs, but there are these quiches that they sell in a
Oh,
2-pack here in town. Several grocery stores sell them.
nice.
Oh my Lord, people. I couldn't
So
make a quiche
good.
that good if I practiced for a year. They are so freaking good. Oh my hell. And we each only eat a quarter, because it's not a very big pie shell. But we're like, okay, we're gonna make this last 2 meals. It's a crust, so it's more carbs than we usually eat. We're gonna be good. So we do. I'm telling you, if you happen to see those, they're like um packed, like shrink wrapped, sorta, the way they're
Mm-hmm.
packaged. They're
So
like
good.
15 bucks for two of them. I'm telling you what, worth every penny. And we get 2 meals out of each one for two people, so that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that is really good, actually.
Yeah.
Well, yum, that sounds amazing. Well, I have
Well,
steaks in the
yeah,
fridge
it's really
and
good.
yeah, I have steaks ready
Nice.
to grill. I just haven't gotten there. Scott, uh, Scott was mowing the lawn. So we haven't mowed our lawn yet this year, which is insane. And our front yard was
Wow.
like long enough to bale. But when you
Hmm.
start
I
mowing and
I
then
thought you were
mowing,
gonna start baling dandelions and selling them to I don't know who, but
we could. We could. Our neighbors love
mhm.
us. Let's just say that. We're always we're always the weirdos on this street. But so we've let the lawn get too long. But we always let it get fairly long because you have to water it less. It's actually better for the
Right.
environment to not mow your lawn constantly.
We do
So
the
we
same
usually try
thing.
to let it get long. Yeah. But
Yeah.
this was like beyond the pale long. So part of it is that Scott had ordered new parts for the lawnmower. And, the first of the year, you always have to do some tweaking to the lawnmower. So he put some new parts on. Well, our son had done the work and he thinks maybe he put the blades on backwards because
What? Like upside down maybe? Or
I don't know. I don't even know if
I
it's
don't think
possible. I'm not
I
sure.
don't know if you can do pack. Yeah.
But when you mow forwards, it looks like shit, all chopped up and weird. But if you mow backwards, it's mowing perfect. So he was zooming around our yard in reverse, mowing the lawn.
Well, that's hilarious. We should have had some video of that, don't you guys think?
And again, we're already the neighborhood weirdos, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. But I was
You can
dying.
only
It
mow
was
your
so
lawn in
funny.
reverse
Hmm.
because apparently it's a riding lawnmower.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
That
have to
is way
just
funny.
zoom around in reverse and it looks great. So now you know.
That's so funny. By the way, thank you, Bianca. Yes, I did get my hair cut this week.
Very cute.
It just keeps
Yeah.
getting shorter because it's summer.
Oh,
That's what I
I
do in the summer, man.
I realized for a
Mm.
straight week in live streams and videos, my hair was piled on my head. So I thought, You should occasionally, like brush it out and, not do that. But it's summer.
Right.
But it's cold
It
right
is summer.
now. It's like super cold. So
We had a weird, cold, windy day.
it's supposed to be cold tonight and cold tomorrow too.
Yeah, we have a frost warning. This is
Mhm.
Idaho, you guys. In
Mhm.
June, we could get frickin' snow, and we could
Mhm.
also get 90 degrees.
In
You
the
just
same day,
never
maybe.
adjust here.
Yeah.
Like you never can
Mhm.
just trust because something's gonna happen.
Yeah. No.
Mm-mm.
No. And oh yeah, I threatened to turn the heat on this afternoon. It was so
I have
cold in
seriously
here.
been considering it because we've been running our AC, but it is cold in our house. I don't
Cold in
know.
mine too.
We might
Scott
have to
threatened
put the
my
heat on
very
overnight.
life if I turned on the heat.
Why?
Well, because I always go too far.
Oh,
It's one extreme or the other, and he was like,
gotcha.
about 2 a.m. you'll really regret that decision. So no, we're not turning on the heat.
Funny. That's funny.
I think it was something about put on a sweater if you're cold.
I have said that in my house. Yeah, I pay the utility bills, and so I do have a tendency to just put on a sweater.
Yeah. Well, my office that typically gets a little too warm in the summer has been amazing today. So I've been chilling in here trying to stay warm. But also the final game of the softball World Series was today. So do you want to know?
And? Yeah.
Oklahoma won it.
Dang it.
I know. I was really pulling for Florida, but yeah, Oklahoma's great. They have a fantastic team. I'm always going to yell for the underdog. And Florida came into it ranked 10th. And
doesn't Oklahoma kind of always win it or win it a lot?
They win it a lot. They've been in the last 9 out of 10 World Series.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's at their house. And so it's just kind of everyone's getting a little like, you're either like a major Sooners fan or you're like, okay, like
somebody else's turn here.
Yeah. But they're fantastic. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Sure.
But the World Series this year has been so good, so inspirational, so many amazing plays. And yeah,
this is the World Series of softball because we don't give a damn about the World Series of baseball.
Baseball, no,
but
this is
softball. Come
college softball. Yeah, Jennifer, I'm not an OSU fan. I just think, you're OSU, not Oklahoma State and the University of Oklahoma both were in the World Series this year, which is pretty amazing. Really? But yeah, honestly, I wanted James Madison to go all the way. Really wanted James Madison to go all the way because they weren't even ranked, and they came in here with this superstar pitcher whose name we had never even heard before. It's Odyssey Alexander. Now you've heard it. Mm-hmm. Amazing. She was amazing. Their team was just so full of grit and heart. I loved them.
Where did they end up landing?
They made it to the semis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
they were one win away from going to the final series. Yeah. Oh yeah, they should be. Yeah, but Odyssey's a 5-year senior. She's gone.
Oh, that's too bad. Ugh.
It sucks that we barely met this girl.
These guys are like, we're for a psychic show, and you guys are talking about
softball. I know. Sorry, we can talk about softball all goddamn day. We'll stop. But I do want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We have RJ, Innocuous, Bianca, Patsy, Gigi, Elizabeth, Stephanie, Renee, Jennifer, JR, Oriana, Shell, Jackie. Yeah. Very, very good to see you guys all here. Yeah. Oh, Jennifer tried to get her daughter to go out for OSU, but she decided to quit playing her junior year. They do that sometimes. I get it.
It's hard work.
Mm-hmm. Our niece she quit this year, and it's her junior year. We were so sad.
Yeah.
But she was just done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is how it is, for sure. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you guys are all here. I hope that you made something great for dinner. Obviously, we're Kristi did
I lucked out. I laid on the couch and took migraine meds while my wife cooked dinner. So I had a weird day. I'm just going to say I've had a very weird day. I have been battling Facebook ads. If any of the rest of you run Facebook ads for anything, you will know what I am talking about. Sometimes they are such a bitch. And today they were. So anyway.
Yeah, they are. And yeah, and it's just hard to, it's like when you hit a good Facebook ad, it's just a eureka moment because I've run so many that like were just invisible. And then others that did extremely well, and it's hard to know. There's so many choices and boxes to check or not check, and
Well, and I got one
yeah.
kicked back today, and I cannot figure out why. I
Oh,
have changed everything. I'm just gonna start over. So
is that kind of like how YouTube sometimes refuses to monetize our videos and we have no idea why?
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like that. Oh, Bianca, green chili cheese soup.
Oh,
Recipe, please. That
we'll
sounds
we'll be
delicious.
right over. Yeah.
I love green chilies, but I've never done a cheese soup with green chilies. That is a swell idea.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
Yes, it does.
Oh, Michelle says they are roasting our nugs off over here and I'm having hot flashes. Oh,
No,
that's a hard no.
yeah,
That's when you just have to get in the car and run the AC for a while. For me, nothing cools you down like the AC in the car because it's so
true.
up close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm seeing
Ooh,
Jennifer said that McDonald's for them. Hey, that's okay. Chicken parm for Idaho and motorboating. Yeah. Well,
nice.
you guys rock. Well, we wanted to talk today about the solar plexus. So the solar plexus is the chakra right above your belly button. Most people see it as yellow. This
Mhm.
is the chakra that is in charge of your self esteem, your personal power, your light. And we see in women quite often that solar plexus not where we want it to be. So we want to talk about that tonight. Do take you through an exercise to amp up your light, and then we'll do a few psychic readings out of the chat. So
Mhm.
that's what we have on deck tonight. So Kristi, when I bring up the solar plexus, what does it bring up for you?
Well, so much of it, I feel like for women is about, do you stand up for yourself and get what you want out of your life or not? And I feel like that's a big one for many of us,
Yeah.
do we I'm laughing at Shell because she is obviously having trouble typing in the chat. We keep getting partial sentences. You're cracking
Uh-huh.
me up. Anyway, just that idea that, hey, this is about your identity. This is about your joy and passion in life. And what would you, when you look at your life, have you stood up and said, this is what I want and gone out and gotten it or not? And if you haven't, there's no judgment because this is a hard world to make that decision in.
Mhm.
But that's a huge part of solar plexus balance is, not settling.
Mhm.
It's a hard one. I'm going to be teaching a class on the solar plexus. Actually, I've been working through the chakras. We've already done the root and the sacral chakra. So on the 4th Sunday of this month, I'll be teaching for spirit school. And I'll be teaching a class on the solar plexus and on lots of different ways to balance it and stuff. So I'm going to give you a little preview tonight.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So what do you think that is probably the biggest in young women and girls particularly, what do you think is the most damaging thing for the solar plexus?
Being told that they need somebody else to make their decisions for them, being told that they can't do it themselves,
Mhm.
being told that they are limited by their gender, like there are only certain things you can do because you're a girl,
Mhm.
and being questioned all the time, like, why are you doing that? Or, is that the right thing? Are you sure that's the right thing? Did you think of this? Did you think of that? Kind of that idea of distrusting and teaching them to distrust themselves.
Mhm.
I think that's a super important thing. We lucked out in that we didn't have any brother. Well, we had a brother who died. And
Mhm.
so our dad wanted sons to do stuff with, but since he didn't have sons to do stuff with, he had daughters. And
Mhm.
so we were never taught that. We did all kinds of stuff as kids that boys would have done. And at no point in our lives were we told as kids, hey, you can't do this because you're a girl. We
Oh,
grew up
yeah.
around girls who were told that, and societally we were told that, and in the religion we grew up in. But our parents were like, do whatever you want. You can do anything.
Mhm.
And I feel like that has helped us a lot. Not that we
Mhm.
haven't experienced some of it,
Mhm.
but not as much.
I think that's true for sure. One thing I've noticed with a lot of women are that as little girls they were shamed and called bossy,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
bossy. And how
You
many
need to be
times have you heard
nice.
that? Nobody likes a bossy little girl,
Yeah.
right? And or yes, you have to be nice. Yep. Really,
Mhm.
the policing on little girls' behavior and the shaming on little girls' behavior, I
Yeah.
think really has a direct impact on the solar plexus.
So much so. Well,
Yeah.
shaming around if you feel angry or if you feel
Mhm.
disappointed or if you feel, frustrated. You're not supposed to express those things as a little girl. You're just supposed to be, we didn't get taught
Mhm.
that really, but a lot of girls did.
Mhm. Well, you think about with your kids, and we've all done this, so there's no judgment. We've all done it when it was done to us. But when a kid gets hurt and we go, "You're okay. You're okay. Come on, jump up. Move on. You're
Don't
fine.
cry, don't cry.
Don't cry. You're fine." Right? And that's something that we as parents we have been taught to do that, you know, as even as educators we've been taught to do that rather than let kids feel their feelings because it's
Right.
easier for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And and if you really buy in, on the flip side, you see a little girl fall or a kid, not just a girl, but a kid fall and get hurt and have a parent go, "Oh my, are you okay? Look what just happened." And then that kid cries and cries and cries, and everyone goes, "Well, she just caused
Right.
that." Maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but the truth is what needs to happen is a swing, that pendulum needs to swing in the middle where you just ask that child, are you okay? Are you hurt? What do you need? But we start conditioning kids really little that their feelings don't matter and that being
Yeah,
too much is an inconvenience for us and they need to knock it off. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And
Right, exactly. And that limiting of emotional expression is really, really bad for all of us.
yeah, really bad. It's really an unfair position that we put ourselves and kids in. And then, fast forward to adults in the new age world. And
Right.
somehow we have managed to teach people that their feelings aren't okay, right?
Yeah.
If you, years ago in our community,
Right. The
there was a up and coming energy healing modality that a lot of people were involved in that was really strong on that front. Like, do not feel any
Mhm.
negative feelings, don't acknowledge any negative feelings. And if you would say something like maybe you'd say something like, "I don't feel good," or "This day sucks," somebody would go, "No, cancel, clear, delete, cancel, clear, delete your feelings." Yeah, no,
We
no,
used to jokingly say control alt delete instead, because it was so funny. It was just like, "What? You can feel angry or frustrated or irritated, that's fine. Feel whatever you feel. Just
yeah,
don't live in it, but feel it."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That has become a real weird. It's a weird thing, and but anyway, I think that this is where a lot of solar plexus self esteem issues begin as children is in these very spots. I think that shaming is one of the most damaging things we can do to one another, particularly as adults to kids or as mentors to kids. Shaming is something that I feel
yeah,
like damages the solar plexus more than most things. And
yeah.
then of
Oh, I would
course
agree with
there's
that.
abuse. you know and
Right,
abuse does a lifetime of damage to the solar plexus
for
because
sure.
that sense of personal power and self-worth is so deeply damaged that that takes an enormous amount of healing as well.
Mhm.
So on the flip side of that, what builds us up? What helps repair the solar plexus? What helps fill it up? Thoughts?
Well, from other people, being trusted, being believed, being heard.
Mhm.
But then we have to do that same thing for ourselves, and that's the harder part. Trusting ourselves, consciously trusting that we know the right thing. This is something I talk to people about on a nearly daily basis, is it's okay to trust yourself because you know your life better than anyone else, and
Yeah.
you know what's best for you. Um, and just affirming for yourself that your emotions are okay and normal. There are no bad emotions. I feel like we've all been taught a bunch of BS about emotions that, should
Mhm.
here's the bad emotions in this column and here's the good emotions in this column.
Yeah.
No crap. That's bullshit.
Mhm.
All emotions are good,
Yeah.
really. And I don't even know if they're even good. It's just kind of neutral. Like all emotions just
Right.
are.
And all emotions are valuable and vital and
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't have any control over emotions. They just happen. And
Mhm.
then we choose what we do with them. And that's where our power is in choosing what to do. If something makes you angry, what do? Like, Jennifer, did you see this? She said, I'm quitting my job due to a boss that always butts in when I am with customers like I don't know what I am talking about. But it worked out because I got the job I wanted. That's awesome.
Good job.
And good for
Yeah.
you. You don't need a boss that's going to treat you like that and treat you like that in front of customers. Ooh,
Yeah.
work in retail. Katie and I have both had experiences like that. What a bunch of crap.
Mhm.
Mm,
We worked at Kmart when we were in high school and college.
mhm.
And that Kmart had people there who opened that store, who started there when it opened in the 70s.
Lifers.
This was the mid 90s.
Mhm.
Those people hated each other. They hated themselves. They hated Kmart. They hated the customers. And holy shit, they were hard to work with,
They
especially as
hated
these.
everything, including us.
Oh, yeah, they hated us. Well, we were young and fresh faced and naive and
Well,
happy.
and heading off to college, and this wasn't gonna be our job forever, and they were
Uh-huh.
just yeah, it was rough. It was
Yeah,
rough.
it was so rough. Yeah. We've laughed a lot though about our Kmart days, that's for sure.
Oh, my
But
god,
yeah,
yeah.
it
Mhm.
it felt like there were people there who lived to crush your spirit, you know?
Uh-huh, that really kind of, that bullying mentality of, "I'm gonna make you feel bad about yourself because I feel bad about myself."
Oh yeah. Yeah,
We
no doubt.
experienced that quite a lot working at old Kmart.
But here's what we learned. We learned that you could fight back and they would never fire you because they couldn't get good employees. And so
Mhm,
if they treated you like that, if you would finally just turn around and tell them to go F themselves, guess what? That's all there was to it. Because what
mhm.
we didn't know, because we were young and scared, was that they would never report that to HR because they couldn't, because then they'd have to report what they were doing to you.
Yeah.
So,
So we
yeah.
learned how to get pretty sassy and give it right back.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Did
guess
you
what?
see
They stopped because,
uh
bullies only bully till it's not working anymore.
Right, if you stood up to them, then they would be done.
Mhm.
Did you see Aaron's question?
Unfortunately, I don't trust myself, others, or life in general. Is that a solar plexus issue? Partly that's also a root chakra issue.
Yep, it's both.
Yep.
We can work on that for you tonight, Aaron.
Yes, for sure.
If you wanna give us
So,
maybe a question about that, let's
yeah,
throw in a question in there, Aaron, about kinda what's going on in your life, and we'll work on that with you, okay?
most definitely. Yep. Because that lack of trust, that is usually root
Yeah,
chakra.
that's right.
But there's definitely a direct correlation there between the solar plexus and the root. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, one thing that we know about the solar plexus is it is literally your light, you know?
Yeah.
And people experience your light, you experience other people's light all the time, right? Think about your body language in regards to your solar plexus.
Mm,
How
mhm,
often do you cover your belly?
mhm.
You go into a store or any public place and you will see women with a purse, clasped hands, a diaper bag, a piece of paper, whatever, covering their belly. You see
Mhm.
it all the time.
Yeah.
And you probably do it too to some degree. Why?
Mhm.
Because you're not comfortable. You're covering yourself up. You're covering up your light.
Yep.
And, if you walked into the store and you were naked, you'd probably be doing one of these, but
Right.
you're not naked, but energetically, you're not comfortable with your light shining. And that's, again, for lots of reasons. And if you are comfortable, maybe you're not covering up your light, but this is something that I see a lot. That body language speaks volumes. And if you are uncomfortable and you're covering yourself, fine. That's okay. You don't have to not. But
Right.
it is a good exercise in recognizing, am I uncomfortable in here? And why am I
Mhm.
uncomfortable in here? And what do I need to be more comfortable?
Yeah.
Is it home grocery delivery or
Could be anything.
right? Or, where are you and you're feeling this way? I mean, it's just good things to notice about yourself. But
Mhm.
I brought a singing bowl. So this is the this is a solar plexus bowl. So this is a crystal singing bowl. It is in the note of E. So the root chakra is in the note of C. Sacral is D, and solar plexus is E.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play it for you, and we're going to go through an activity to balance your solar plexus. Fair warning, it's loud.
Yeah.
Not much I can do about it. So if you're listening on headphones, turn them down a little. Just be ready. It is a little loud.
Mhm.
So the first time I play it, I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes, really direct your energy, your consciousness right there to your solar plexus. We're just going to allow the frequency of the singing bowl to clear out anything that's no longer serving you. We're going to clear out cords, connections, psychic attacks, psychic debris, blocks, any energy that's not yours, just anything that you're packing here that isn't serving your highest and best good. So we're going to do that first right now. So just breathe. Okay, very good. All righty. So this time I'm going to play the bowl. And this time I'm going to ask you to turn up your wattage. Kristi has likened this before to like one of those lights that turn up the dial, turn the knob to get
Yeah.
brighter and
Like a
brighter and
dimmer.
brighter. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to envision that dimmer in your solar plexus and turning it up more and more and more, really allowing that light to get brighter and brighter. And when we start, you'll have that little yellow light in your belly. I want you to get brighter and brighter and expand that light more and more until by the time we're done, I would like that light to be enveloping your whole body. So let's start there. So I will play the bowl while you increase your light. Here we go. So, good clearing out, a good amping up of your light. And now I'm just going to challenge you to really pay attention to that body language with your belly and see what you're doing. And if you're good with that, good. And if you're not, maybe you realize that you're blocking your own light more than you'd like to, challenge yourself to drop your hands, right? Put your
Mhm.
purse down to let your belly be wide open and see how you do.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the solar plexus before we move on?
Just that as you're working on your solar plexus, don't beat yourself up if you fall back into old patterns. All you're doing is actually making your work harder
Yeah.
and making changes when it comes to standing up for yourself, setting clear boundaries, not tolerating abusive behavior. It's a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of situation, you know? And so allow that and know that you're gonna fall back into old patterns and then have to pick it back up again. So
Mhm.
just be aware of that, because if you beat yourself up for not being perfect in your solar plexus, then, just think about what you just did. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I think that's super,
Absolutely.
super important because I see that in people all the time. They're like, "Well, I'm just doing terrible with this." No, you're not. You're making small steps forward.
Absolutely.
That
But
our conditioning around
yeah.
our self-esteem is heavy, so
Yeah.
it
Oh
takes time.
man. Oh, it's the worst. Yeah. So also share and celebrate your successes,
Mhm.
even if that's just right here on Thursday nights.
Yeah,
Like Jennifer did, share and celebrate your successes. That makes a difference. Yeah.
it surely
Hey,
does.
you guys, we'll bring the bulls. I don't know why I don't do more singing bowl work on the show.
You should
I
bring them.
literally do it weekly on my show. And
Yeah,
then I get over
you
here and
really
I
should.
forget. The singing bowl work is powerful stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is. I love it.
It's you can get enough done. Like in singing bowl work like that, you can do an enormous amount of work. And what was that? Maybe 3 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Wild.
vibrational stuff, man, it's quick.
It is. And if you don't have a singing bowl and you want one of these days we'll talk about it. We'll talk about how to find good ones, what to
Mhm.
avoid, what to buy,
Yeah.
and how to how to use bowls because they actually are really powerful to have in your
Mhm.
toolbox. Yeah.
They really are, but yeah, it's super helpful to have some guidance about how to buy them and where to buy them, because
Mhm.
this is one of those places where there's lots of fraud.
Oh, yeah, you can get some losers. We know, we've done it. They're
Mhm.
too expensive to screw up, so all righty. So JR would love an energy reading healing. Kristi, do you want to do that? And I will keep
You bet.
going.
Okay. Oh, man, JR, I'm really feeling it in your heart today. Just heavy. This just feels like grief. It feels kinda old, so I want you to think about something that from the past that you might be hanging on to, that you need to just let go of, and I'm gonna do the energy work to help you let go of it. This feels like something that at one point felt very important to you and maybe isn't so important now. So, evaluate that and let it go. So, I'll just do the energy work so that Katie can move on.
All righty. So I'm actually going to move on to energy work too. This is Elizabeth said that she's been feeling off lately. Not surprised. Weird energy this week. Really weird. So
Mhm.
let's, Elizabeth, two things come up for me. Your root really needs some work, but you have so many cords and connections up in your high heart. So right up here in your high heart chakra is where you get lots of little cords and connections to other people. This is where a lot of like the little emotional, like thought form attachments come in. And man, you've got a bunch of them. So they're not like nefarious. This isn't, on purpose stuff. This is just people that are connecting to you. A lot of times we see it from the form of kids, co-workers, neighbors, friends, family, social media connections, lots of things. But anyway, you've got a lot of them, and we need to let them go because I feel like that's partly what is kind of dragging you down. So I am going to move through you, Elizabeth. First, I'm going to get that root in place. Your root chakra is actually pretty far out of alignment, like too much. So I'm going to gather that up and really send your roots down deep. That's going to make a huge difference there because you had a lot of energy kind of in your right leg that wasn't moving through you and into the earth like it should, which was, I think, creating that kind of off balance feeling. So really pushing that down and getting that flowing is going to make you feel a billion times better just right there. All right. That was a really easy fix in your root, actually. All right, so let's move it on up to that high heart. And you've got so many, my God. All right. This is what you empaths do, you know? Everybody wants a piece of you. There's nothing wrong with it. It just gets to be too much because then your energy's not so much your own anymore. You're feeding everybody. So I'm just moving through and pulling every single one of those little cords. We're going to just clear the whole thing up. And a pretty good sized cord in your throat too. This is more someone who would like you to say what they want you to say. So I'm going to pull that. I'm going to heal all of those cords just with love and return them to sender. Just sending them all back to whoever they belong to. They're a part of their energy body. You don't need them. And then we'll do a little healing work. So I'm going to just heal all of that, your aura up here with gold in the high heart. We're just really restoring your energy body to you. Much better. And then I'll heal up that throat and you'll be good to go. So that feels a lot better. I am going to encourage you here the next day or two to make sure you get yourself outside a little bit, that you just slow things down a little bit. I just feel like everybody's snapping at your heels all the time. You really need some breathing room. Yeah. Okay, so Kristi, do you want to, let's see. I'm not sure if Erin ever put up a more specific, oh, here she did.
She did.
Okay, actually, so we'll get there. I don't want to, if we get out of order, we'll just be out of order.
Right.
Oriana said, I've had many issues working with toxic workplaces and boxes, and it's done a real number to my self-esteem. Why do I attract toxic people situations? Do you want to attack that one?
I do. I don't feel that you attract anything. What I feel is that it's the industry that you work in. Working in offices in medical related fields are often very toxic. They're very challenging work environments. And because of the way the system works here or doesn't, it makes for a lot of stress. And so I honestly feel like branching out into something that is not medical related, into some kind of an office that is, I keep feeling like, this is going to be weird, but like construction or something industrial, that you won't see as much drama.
Oh, so out of medical.
Yeah.
She's been in medical for years and years and years.
I know. And I feel like that's the problem. It's not you. Mm-hmm. It is that situation. And so looking for working in offices that are not medical related, but I just kept getting like industrial stuff where people just want to show up and do their job. And there's not all the drama and where that's just not tolerated. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's just what it feels like to me.
Yeah, agreed. And you don't deserve it, oh, you don't.
No, you don't. Absolutely not.
All right. Bianca said she's going to the primary care tomorrow for a weird pain and cramps in her abdomen. She says she'll know she'll end up at the specialist, but not sure whether to call the gyno or the stomach doc. I'm leaning towards the gyno. I think you have to rule that out. I do. Now, maybe you'll end up at the stomach doc too, but I think that you are going to end up at the gyno as well, or maybe first. But so we will hold a lot of space for you, Bianca, that's going to be something simple, quick, and easy and move on through you fast. So I suspect it will. But I'm glad you're being proactive and going. You really need to do that. So very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Joy is getting a new puppy.
Oh, Joy, I'm jealous. What the heck?
Everyone's like, oh, a new puppy. Love it. Well, you know, my son is
share the breed.
Yes, please. What kind of puppy? Just puppy's not enough. How can we live through you?
Right.
Of course, my son's living at home for the summer while he works. And so his puppy's living here and he works like 14-hour days. So I get her all to myself and we're just having a ball. So
Oh,
what can I
she's so
say?
cute.
Oh my God, she's an angel. Okay. So, but Joy did want to know if we feel like the puppy's going to be a good match for her pack. I'm going to give you a yes and no. I feel like overall, yes. However, I feel like this babe is going to have energy to spare and that you have at least one curmudgeon in your pack who is not going to appreciate it. I just think there will be a little hierarchy, some jostling around, and that's okay. We need to, safely allow that and let some of your other dogs set a few boundaries with the new baby so that they know what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do. But overall, I think it's going to be great. But there is going to be a few moments that you're going to go, oh, what have I done? No, it's going to be okay. Yeah. Let's see. RJ would love an energy healing. Kristi, do you want to grab that one? Or no,
Absolutely.
actually, why don't I grab RJ? I really wanted you to get Aaron.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you work on RJ,
hmm
and then I'll talk to Aaron.
Okay. And hello, Angelique. Wanted to welcome you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for all of your kind words. Good to have everybody here.
It is.
So, Aaron, go ahead.
Oh,
I was just going to read
going
a
to ask
question.
if you wanted to work on RJ. Go ahead.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron says, is there anything I can do when depression and worry mess with me? I haven't really gotten out of bed today. Okay, first of all, I want you to be gentle with yourself and acknowledge that, you know what, if there's sometimes days you can't get out of bed, that I don't want you to beat yourself up for that. I think that that's super, super important. But I would like to do some root chakra stabilization for you because I do feel like one of your issues, although there are some solar plexus issues here, is that you have a chronically unstable root chakra. And a chronically unstable root chakra means that your energy body is never in balance because your root is never in balance. And we've talked about this some here on the show, and I don't know if you're in spirit school, but if you are, I've done the root chakra there as well. But it is the foundation of the energy body. And I feel like you don't really have a foundation. There isn't that sense of safety and stability inside of you. That makes the world seem like a pretty scary place. And so some grounding would be helpful, except that when you have an unstable root chakra, you can't ground yourself. And so it's very possible that you've tried some things that don't work, and that's why. So, Aaron, I'm going to do a root chakra stabilization for you. Then I also would love it if you would go over to truecrimeparanormalpodcast.com and go down where it says get a reading with Kristi. You can click on a link there where you can schedule with me. And I do 15-minute and 30-minute sessions over the phone. I would really like to work with you on this energy body instability. We can solve it. It takes time. It's a more than one session kind of thing. And so after I work on you today, you're going to feel better, but it's not going to last forever because we've got to change some habits in your energy body. But I really feel like if we do that you will feel much better in the long term. And we'll talk about some other things there too. So if you can, go over to our website and just find where it says get a reading with Kristi and click on that, and it'll take you a place where you can put yourself on my schedule, because I feel like we need to work on some stuff. Okay. So I'm going to do your root chakra stabilization while Katie moves on.
All right. So RJ, a couple of things. You had some really chaotic energy in your crown chakra. And I mean, I know you are a lifelong learner. You are constantly studying, reading, researching. You have a lot going on up in here. And your crown was too big. I suspect that's probably been keeping you from sleeping very well and from focusing. So I pulled that in and really balanced it well. But your aura was just really heavy. If you look at your aura kind of like a big cobweb, if you can tolerate that. I know some of my anti-spider clients don't like that analogy, but you pick up psychic debris along the way. And I feel like you picked up quite a bit. I mean, we're in such chaotic energy these days. It's easy to get kind of overdone, So I peeled that aura back and cleared it out really well. I wrapped you up in a lot of tangerine light to help get you raised up, but I also felt like your physical energy is pretty low. And so I put an ethereal Herkimer diamond in your crown chakra. So that's just it's a theory that I use called ethereal crystals, calling in the energy of a crystal and using it in the body or in the energy body. So I put a Herkimer diamond in your solar or right up in your crown because that really helps to just give you an enhanced physical and emotional energetic sense. So there you go. Just dusted you off, spiffed you up, as we say. So, all righty. So Tara would love some work. So we'll take a look there. I'm going to grab one more so that Kristi and I can just tag team here. That seems to work the best. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Elizabeth said, thank you. I felt that. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, Angela would love some energy healing. Okay, lots of energy work tonight. Okay, Kristi and I will get to those.
Okay. I'm done. I know you're probably like, are you ever going to be done? But yes, Erin, I really feel like you will feel quite a bit better. There's a lot to be released there, but I would love to work with you on this on a deeper level.
Yeah, for sure. Good, good. Okay, can you take a look at Tara? She would just like some energy work as well.
You bet.
And so would Angela. So I'll grab Angela if you will grab Tara.
You bet. Hey, it must be root chakra night, Tara. I'm really drawn to your root.
Everybody's root
stabilize that root chakra for you. You know, when your root gets knocked out of alignment, it's often, if it's just a short-term thing, which is that's what this feels like, Tara, is that there's, you have a big change in your life, something, job, relationship, money, family, moving, stuff like that. It can be positive, it can be negative, doesn't matter, but it kind of knocks you off your pedestal, so to speak. And that's what this feels like to me for you. So I'm just going to stabilize that root, put it back where it goes, and just balance your chakras. And I think you're going to be feeling a lot better.
Awesome. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. I'm looking through our questions, and so many of you are basically saying the same thing. You are off, your energy is low, you're just not quite yourselves. So instead of doing this individually, I think I want to just do a group healing because you guys are all telling me the same thing. And so we're going to do that.
Awesome.
Also, the dog is a miniature American Shepherd. It's her first purebred ever. How fun. Wow. No wonder some of your other pack aren't going to like that because that's a high energy dog. It's good. It'll keep everyone else young. That's going to be great. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm going to let Kristi finish first so that we don't put Tara out. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. So we are going to do, how do we want to do this? Yeah, we are. We're going to do a Merkaba clearing, a group Merkaba clearing. Okay. So all you guys have to do is
that's where you're headed.
Yeah, I think so. You guys need it. We got to lighten up. All right. So all you have to do is follow along with me. I'm going to do the work. We're just going to do it as a group. So I've looked through your questions. I'm here. Kristi's going to join in. So close your eyes with me here and take a few deep breaths. We're going to focus on your feet for just a minute. So commanding a Merkaba clearing, commanding billions of many points of light to flood your system now, completely healing, clearing, and releasing any and all energetic debris, psychic attack, psychic debris, anything you're carrying that is not yours, any energy that you are carrying that isn't serving your highest and best good at this time, anything that could be holding you back, holding you down, keeping you feeling stuck or blocked, any energy that could be affecting you physically in a way that you don't like, anything that could be keeping you feeling stuck, blocked, or unable to move forward. commanding these energies and frequencies to be healed and cleared and rendered neutral and inert in all directions of time now through every cell of your physical body, every layer of your emotional body, and every fiber of your spirit body now. So we're going to just witness this work here for a minute. You don't have to do anything, just roll with me. If you could see it, it would look like billions of little tiny blue flashes of light, like vortexes of light, moving up through every cell, every layer, every fiber. You may feel a little pressure in various parts of your body as we move through and release something. All right, moving up through the root and into the sacral. And up through the solar plexus. Just breathing together and allowing the Merkaba to do its work. All right, and up through your heart. Really nice release up in here. And up through the high heart, letting all of those little cords and connections be scrubbed clean here, released. Up through your heart. And as we go, of course, also moving all the way up your spine, clearing all of that extra debris out of your back, all of the worry, everything that belongs to other people. All right, here we're moving up the back of your neck, through your throat, your jaw. Big release here in somebody's jaw. All the way up your face, into the third eye. Really, really nice shift right here. And into the crown. Good. Okay, now going back to your feet and commanding a Merkaba blessing, commanding billions of many points of light to flood your system now, completely shifting your frequency to a place of peace, to a place of balance, to a place of confidence, and to a deep inner knowing that all is well, commanding these frequencies to shift through every cell of your physical body, every layer of your emotional body, and every fiber of your spirit body now. Just watching that move all the way through you. The blessing is always much, much faster than the clearing work. Moving all the way to the top of your head. Good. And since so many of you are low energy, calling in the ethereal energy of the Herkimer diamond, we're just going to press that into your crown and just let that energy really spill over you, helping to just activate your systems, raise your vibration, and raise your physical energy as well. Okay, that's done. Good.
Well, that was amazing.
Yeah, that's a good big piece of work. And you know, these you can come back and do this later too if you need to do it again, or if I took you by surprise by tonight, but that's a good piece of work. And if you need, if you want to go deeper and you want some very individual work, just come see me over at 1-2 Listen, and I can do a Merkaba clearing just for you. I have actually a lot of my colleagues hire me to do this work for them every month or so, to just help release everything that they're picking up and packing from all of their clients. Like I do this a lot for people that just feel like they're just getting overwhelmed. And you guys are a lot of empaths, you're a lot of bright
Mhm.
lights. You tend to end up picking up a lot of crap from other people because they need somewhere for it to go.
Well, and we're kind of sponges.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very much. Yeah.
I know that we kind of covered a lot of people, but I wanted to get to Sandy's question before
Yes.
we run out of time. So Sandy says, I'm having some issues with my teen son. Will I ever have peace with him? Will we ever be close again? I'm feeling like a mom in need. And so, first of all, he's very, very stubborn and headstrong because he's just like you. And I feel like that's part of the problem is that you guys really butt heads because you're so similar. But you are so heavily corded to one another in the solar plexus. And it is a double cording. So you're corded to each other, and there's this very heavy energy. There's almost a competitive energy between the two of you that I feel that I'm going to pull those cords for you because I do feel that there will be a time when you will have a relationship again. But there's this energy that just sort of keeps every disagreement going between the two of you that has to be cleared. And so I want to do that for you right now. So anyway, I'm going to do that
Okay.
real quick.
All
Okay.
right. Well, you grab that. I am going to just respond to Jennifer about her daughter, Kiara. I am just so really drawn into her throat, Jennifer. I'm assuming they've already done thyroid labs, but I would really dive into those thyroid labs. I'm suspicious of her whole throat. So that's where I feel drawn. Obviously, yeah, it's an unintentional weight loss and issues eating. I feel like there's some imbalances going on in her body, but I know you're being proactive and going to the doctor, and that's exactly where she needs to be. I do think they're going to get to the bottom of it, though. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like the solution will be a marathon, not a sprint. It'll take some time to really get things back in order and get her feeling right. In the meantime, really encourage her to explore things that are interesting to her, as far as food is concerned, and to really consider what physically could be making her feel turned off from food or from certain foods. I'm wondering if some things are causing her some pain or discomfort and she's not really realizing it. So it's kind of a process, right, of intuitive eating to really trust your body and ask your body what feels great, what doesn't, what's going to work well for me here, what isn't. Yeah. But I do think that you're going to get an answer. And I'm sure sorry she's going through this. Yeah. And
Okay.
Carol, real quick for Carol, I don't know, Carol, if you are getting talking to anybody right now, but I'm really going to encourage you to get a counselor for a little while. I feel like you really need somebody that you can vent to. I feel like you have a lot of trauma from your childhood and a lot of stuff still going on right now that it's really hard for you to emote to anybody because there are people that would be hurt by your words or you're worried would be hurt by your words. And so you need somebody that you can seriously vent to. And so I hope that you
Mhm.
have someone and really not a friend, not a family member, like you need a counselor, somebody that you can really throw it all out to get it out of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's very important. Sometimes you have to recognize when we need to bring somebody else in to assist.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would help you get some clarity too. I kind of feel like you've done it before. I'm just not sure you've got anyone right now. But really, that's going to be your best bet so that you could,
Mhm.
because you need to get it out. And I think that person could help you get some perspective into what is not okay, and what you need to make some changes on because it sucks to feel this way. And I'm sorry that you're feeling so stuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sandy, I did clear those attachments and just really created some energetic space between the two of you. And I'm very curious to see what happens, but I really do feel like clearing all that old energy away that's been there collecting and those attachments that you've had to one another has really fed the challenges that you're having now.
Hmm.
So definitely pop back in here and let us know.
Yeah, for sure. All righty. Well, you guys, that's what we've got time for tonight. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here with us. Thanks for being a part of the process. We always appreciate you guys very much.
Yeah.
Watch for a couple of pop-ups this weekend. I'm going to bring you a pop-up tomorrow. Kristi will bring one probably Saturday sometime. They're just totally
Yeah.
random. They show up when they show up, and we like it that way. And then we'll
Yes,
be
we
back
do.
with 3 new cases next week, as
Yep.
well as case updates on Wednesday and the psychic hour again on Thursday. So much good stuff happening. If you would like to get a reading from either one of us, you can come see me, Katie, at 12listen.com. Or if you'd like a reading from Kristi, just head over to our website, truecrimeparanormalpodcast.com, and there's a button there. So that's
There
all you
sure
have
is.
to do.
Super
All
easy.
righty, guys. And Cranky, good to see you. She was late to the party. I wanted to make sure we said her name. So
Oh, well,
thanks for.
glad you made it.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves, please. You have been listening to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Have a great night, guys.